First step, we're going to create a basic React application using the Create React app called Redux Demo. Next, we're going to npm install React Redux and Redux. And then we're going to open our code in our editor. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a basic reducer function. We're going to call that reducer.js. And then what we're going to do is we're going to basically create an initial state. So we're going to initialize a value count of 0, and then we're going to create our reducer function, which is going to take two properties: state with the default value of the initial state and an action. And then we're going to export default and then our reducer. So inside a reducer function, we're going to have a very basic switch statement, which is just going to switch on action.type. And then we're going to have a default case where we just return the current state. Now inside our index.js, the first thing we're going to need to do is import our reducer that we've just created. And then we're going to import provider from React Redux. And then we're also going to import create store from Redux. Now we're going to be able to use create store to create a store from our reducer. And then we're going to pass the store in as a prop to our provider. So I'm just going to remove that. Okay. And so in order to make our count available, we're going to have to use the useSelector hook from React Redux. And essentially, all we're going to do is we're going to pass it a function which is going to return the state.count. So that will pull in the current count off the state, and then we're able to render that. If I do npm run start, we can get a preview of the current state of the application. And as you can see, we are rendering the initial state count of 0. So now we want to create a button element and just some inner text of increment. As you can see, you click on that, it does nothing at the moment. So we're going to want to make that actually increment the count. So we go back to our reducer function, and then we add in a new case for our action type of increment. And then this is just going to return the current state, but we're going to want to change the current count prop to the state count plus 1. And so now inside our app component, we're going to want to create an increment function, which is going to use the useDispatch hook from React Redux. And we're going to then dispatch the increment action. If we save that, and also we need to add an on-click event handler passing in the increment function, so that when the user clicks on the button, it calls our increment function, dispatches the action, and then updates the state.